What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you've been here before, we're cooking today. We're going to do one more day of Magic the Gathering Online. Schedule's not out or anything, but I can tell you right now that tomorrow, Thursday, we've got 2 streams, one at 11:30-ish EST for some, I think, 1 game of Modern and then a bunch of Premodern, and then 6:30 p.m. EST, same day with Mike. We're going to play some Pauper. I think we're going to do some 5-land Spy. But today, what we're doing on Magic the Gathering Online is we're playing a deck I've been meaning to touch on for a while. It's Wrifter, and I'll go over the cards really quickly for those of you who don't know. Wrifter is another one of those Cycling Matters decks. You've seen me play Living Wish or Living Slide. This list is sweet, Jason. If you look right here, if you're on the fluorescent video, a link will pop up. You'll be able to see a video with the Living Slide deck, which is a totally different game plan using a very similar pool of Magic the Gathering cards. What we're doing today is, instead of leaning on Slide, there is one Slide in the deck. It's right here above these Renewed Faiths, which is another card that's shared with the green-white version. We are playing 4 copies of Lightning Rift, and Lightning Rift simply is a 2-mana enchantment that says whenever a player, any player, cycles a card, you can pay 1. If you do, it deals 2 damage to any target. This is our primary win condition. We've got a ton of cards that cycle. I won't go over every single one, just because they all cycle. That's their main mode. We're gonna see it in the gameplay. And when interesting interactions come up, we'll talk about them. We've got cards like Humility and Seal of Cleansing as well, because we're playing 2 Enlightened Tutors. That's why we can get away with playing just 1 Astral Slide, because in games where it's going to be good, we can simply go and grab it. It's going to be very sweet. Our mana base is very normal. We do have a Kor Haven. That's just a nod to Stifle Knot. And in case anyone would like to see, I know that Premodern, if you're like me, you love the old card border. So here is my actual physical copy I'll be playing on the stream tomorrow for Wrifter. It does differ a little bit from this online version. I opted to take out one of the 4 Eternal Dragons in favor of, well, I did a few things. I wanted a Rune of Protection red, because we might be playing it against a red deck. We're not quite sure yet. And then I made some adjustments in the sideboard. I wanted an extra Exalted Angel, but that's what we're doing. It should be pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and hop into the freeform practice rooms and see if we can get some games in. This hand looks kind of weak. We've got mana, that's for sure, but we've just got a Spark Spray and a Renewed Faith. I think if we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cyclers, I think if we had anything that cared about cycling at all, we would be kind of into keeping this hand. But since we literally don't have that, I think we're okay going to 6. This hand has 3 lands. I can use Eternal Dragon to get my planes. I've got a little bit of removal and a Lightning Rift. We're gonna keep this one. And I think since we already have the Eternal Dragon, we're gonna pitch a Forgotten Cave, and we're just gonna open up on Forgotten Cave. I think that's our plan here. Good plan, great plan. Slice and Dice, when you cycle it for 3, it deals 1 damage to each creature if you want it to, which can come up in the Slime matchup as just a board wipe, which is really great. But we'll just open on Forgotten Cave and pass. Instead of developing Lightning Rift next turn, we're gonna be cycling the Eternal Dragon, I think. We got a cycle off Wooded Footy, little forest action. Lawnmower Elves, my Slice and Dice is gonna be pretty good. Maybe this is Elves. If it's Elves, maybe we're hard casting Slice and Dice. Here's a mountain, we're just gonna pass. We're fine keeping low land count decks because our Eternal Dragons are gonna carry us. This deck will get into an end game state where we've kind of got the game everything's just buried in value, and we're just gonna start buying back and casting our Eternal Dragons, which is great. Our opponent plays Multani's Acolyte, and they're passing, so I am gonna cycle this Slice and Dice, probably on my turn, just to wipe the board. They've only got 1 land. We'll grab a Plains, on tap draw. Battlefield Forge is neat, but we'll just play that Plains, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and cycle the Slice. Is that preemptive? I wonder if I can get away with Lightning Rifting first. I don't think they're gonna have a ton of naturalizes in the main board, because then I can use a Lightning Rift when I Slice and Dice. Am I gonna get greedy here? I am. Red, Lightning Rift. Let's hope this doesn't bite me in the butt. Acolyte has Echo. They usually won't pay it, and they opt not to here, which is fine. Another Lawnmower Elves, that's actually perfect. Oh, we're going to Blowout City now. Sorry, opponent, this is not great for you. We'll untap, upkeep, draw. We can put this into play tap. No, we're gonna put this into play untapped. I wanna shoot them in the face with the Lightning Rift, and I'm gonna do everything now. We'll go white, red, colorless, cycle Slice and Dice. That's gonna put a Lightning Rift trigger on the stack, and then a Slice and Dice trigger. They conceded. So what we're gonna do there is we're gonna deal a damage to all the creatures, and then dome them for 2, draw a card, and then we're just gonna keep playing the game till we start casting Eternal Dragons. There's no way they can win there. We're kind of pre-boarded into this matchup, I think. Abeyance doesn't make sense. Disenchant seems medium. Sacred Ground, no. All of these blasts, no. Crypt, No, I think we're pre-boarded. We're not even gonna sideboard versus elves, which seems weird, but I think it's actually correct. All right, opponent, you're gonna need to do better than just dropping a bunch of X1s. Ooh, Max just sent me a deck list for tomorrow if we're playing Modern. He wants to play a Jeskai deck with baubles. Yeah, I think we can do that, Max. This hand has a Spark Spray, which is good to pop an elf. We've got the Eternal Dragon, so we can start making land drops. Humility seems to be solid in this matchup. Plus the Swords to Plowshares. I think we're priced into keeping hands like this. So we're gonna. Little Forest, no turn one action. I like that. All right, we'll just lead on a tapped Secluded Steppe. That way we can just start cycling our Eternal Dragons immediately. If we ever draw like a Enlightened Tutor or anything, we're certainly just going to be looking directly for Lightning Rift, as I don't know if our opponents can beat that. We see a Survival of the Fittest. Well, maybe we're going to go grab a Seal of Cleansing now, if we were to find the thing we're looking for. Untap, draw, little Plains action. Yeah, I think we're going to reserve the ability to just Plane Cycling. We'll play Battlefield Forge and ship the turn. Normally these survival decks, the first thing they'll do is they'll pitch their worst creature and go get Squee to allow them to keep tutoring creatures. Humility is kind of messed up though. There's a Titania. They do not have Anger in the bin. They do have a Mountain, but what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm still gonna Plane Cycle, but we might actually Spark Spray that Titania, like sooner than later. But first we just wanna get our value. Cycle, grab a little Plains, untap and draw. Forgotten Cave, is this the land we're playing? No, I think I'm gonna reserve the right to cycle it. We'll just play a Plains, and then I'm not even gonna wait here. I'll just lose a life to Spark Spray Titania. Spark Spray, awful card, but it cycles for a red, so it's like kind of what we're in the market for. And then we just pass. Yeah, we'll certainly be Plane Cycling this other Eternal Dragon as well. We do not, in a deck like this, we like literally never want to miss land drops. It's our big MO. They're gonna pitch Priest to Survival, almost certainly to go get Squee. Yep, there's Squee, Goblin to Bob. On tap, upkeep. The Squee's in their hand, so it's going to be a turn cycle before they can start really grinding value out of the Goblin. They've already got the Mountain, so they can at any time go ahead and cycle to grab Anger and give all their elves haste. So we're really happy to have Swords to Plowshares up here. It could come up, but it looks like they're just passing, which makes me all types of happy. Plane cycle the Eternal Dragon, grab me another Plains, and then untap and draw. And then I could Humility here. Not certain if it's better than just dropping, holding up a couple Swords to Plowshares. I've got these cyclers, so I'm going to wait a little bit before casting Humility. Because if our opponent runs out of gas fast enough, we might just start to hard cast our Eternal Dragons here, and that would be pretty good. Anger entered the revealed card zone. Now they can pitch the Anger to the Survival. Now all their creatures will have haste, but I sure do have instant speed interaction. I wonder what they're looking for. Deranged Hermit, maybe? Could be pretty good. They got a Deranged Hermit. So we're going to be dealing with a bunch of 1/1s. But on the flip side, our deck is very good at dealing with a bunch of 1/1s. We play 3 copies of Slice and Dice. When you cycle it, it deals 1 to everything. It's kind of a soft combo with Humility, which is really good. They're going to pitch their Squee immediately. I wonder if they want to go get like, they might be short the mana. Maybe they can like find a way to Uber out some mana. Yeah, Quarian Ranger's a way to start. They play the Ranger. You can return a Forest to untap an Elf. They're going to fetch with Wooded Foothills. Yeah, sure. If they go to put like Priest of Titania or something on the stack, we'll probably deal with the Quarian Ranger straight away. All right, there's the Priest. So we're gonna go ahead and tap for a white and Swords to Plowshares the Ranger. And then you can play a Mana Dork. It's gonna tap for 1 mana. I'm not worried about that. Gaia's Cradle, not bad. They're passing. I might also Swords that. Though at this point, I might just cycle Forgotten Cave, play Humility, and then hold up Swords. I think I like that a lot, actually. Tap for red, cycle the Forgotten Cave. Draw a Mountain, that's just fine. Untap and draw. Wrath of God's great. We're not gonna need it just yet. So we'll just play a Mountain. We'll tap for colorless, white, white, red, and play Humility. You may tap for a mana, that's fine. Do you have the Naturalize? They do. So here, it might make sense to just Swords the Titania, but I think I want to wait to see what they do. Because if I show my Swords right now, it'll inform them of how to search better with their Squee and Survival combo here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're certainly going to be Swordsing. Wait, that's not true. They can't untap the Titania right now. They can make a bunch of mana for sure, but I just have this Wrath of God, so I think we're gonna let this go. Now, I don't know a lot about elves. I know there are some weird board states where it looks like you're not gonna die and then you just die. I don't know if this is one of them. They can produce 6 mana right now, which is just so much. They're searching with Survival, sure. They're getting another Hermit. They're out of mana. This is very close. This is just lethal, but I have some action against it. I think if I get rid of those Hermits, we have to let them declare attacks real quick. There's all those creatures. Now, if I Swords to Plowshares this Hermit, that brings it down to, there's 2, so 16, 17. I live at 1. Is that what I just read? Sweet. Now we're in big danger to Hasters, but that Swords to Plowshares is not a fair top deck. That's not cool. Okay, Rathiu, go ahead. Tough, buddy. You get your Squee back. Now they have Anger in the bin, so they can just like cast Squee and attack with it. Luckily, I have the swords. If they have 2 creatures, then we're in Stinky Town. Pitch to survival. I wonder what they go to get. Multani's Acolyte. They would like to draw cards. That's fine. You have a 2/1 that will kill me if it gets to connect. All right, looks like they're just going to attack with it. So instead of swordsing it, I'm actually going to cycle Renewed Faith. That's going to gain me 2 life. I will go back to 1. Another line I could have taken was swords it plus hardcast the Renewed Faith, but I think we're looking for cards right now. Enlightened Tutor. I wonder if I should put a stop on my own upkeep. You get me for 2. I go to 1. Yeah, I can Enlightened Tutor for Seal of Cleansing, deal with that survival, and then have swords up for Multani. If they play another creature, that's going to mess that line up. They use the survival. What did they pitch here? Yavimaya Granger. Granger's really interesting. Good old Wrifter. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this deck. Granger's cool because they could use that to go get their basic mountain if they don't have it, but they already have it. Yep, this lets them return the Multani's Acolyte, which is strong. What do I want to do here? I've got this swords. I've got this Enlightened Tutor. Is there any way I can leverage my Enlightened Tutor to not just die to lethal? We're in my upkeep. I think I'm just dead unless I draw like an absolute heater. An example of a heater would be literally drawing Slice and Dice off the top. So I don't think I'm an Enlightened Tutor. I'm just gonna draw. It's a Spark Spray. This technically keeps us alive. What can I do here? I can Spark Spray plus swords, but that does not pull me out of, what would you call it? That doesn't pull me out of range for them just casting a creature, which I know they're gonna have because it's Squee. So I think they've got it. Yeah, no, we're done here. We can keep playing, but we're at 1 life and they're gonna, being at 1 life, they're gonna be able to keep presenting different types of pressure, which is gonna be brutal. As of the demon, what's up, Shroom? What's going on, baby? We're just doing some Wrifter. We've got 1 more day that I need to do some MTGO content before we have our first big stream day of the week, which is tomorrow. And I really wanted to practice Wrifter before playing it in paper tomorrow because I've never played the deck. I just know I love it. I think we would very much like our Disenchant. I think that would be pretty good. And then I think that might be it. Tormod's Crypt could be okay, but I don't know if I want a Tormod's Crypt just to get their anger out of the bin. That seems like a hyperbolic reaction. Maybe like 1. Biggest Wrifter issue is the existence of Tide and Armageddon. Oh yeah, big time. That's why we're playing cards like Sacred Ground. Yeah, I've been watching your videos on Fungus. Excited to see what you and Max got going. Yeah, we've got me and Max have a stream, and then me and Mike Russo also have a stream. I'm very pumped. We got some cool decks that I'm really pumped to play. I think on the play, maybe I can trim, I think I'm gonna get rid of an Eternal Dragon. I decided I do want 1 Tormod's Crypt just as an extra way to deal with anger in the graveyard. The other one I think I'll cut is, honestly, do I wanna just trim an Enlightened Tutor? That seems wrong, right? But I think I will. I'm on the play. I don't wanna go down card advantage. So we'll trim Enlightened Tutor plus Eternal Dragon. We'll bring in Disenchant plus Tormod's Crypt, see how that serves us. Angel is good here? You think so? I think my Eternal Dragons might be fast enough. I'm really good at controlling the game, but that game we just saw that I lost, we did see the inevitability of when Elves has a survival running. And I guess they can't beat an Angel? Okay, I'm into it. So maybe we won't bring in the Tormod's Crypt, and then maybe we can like avoid, I think you want to drop control and then drop, I think you want to control and then drop Angel. Yeah, I agree. I have the answers to survival. I think, what do I want to cut here? There's no obvious answer. I think I'll cut a Decree as well and just bring in 2 Angels. I could see that being okay. Let's try that. Couple of Angels, submit deck. You'll have to forgive me for my inexperience. I've never played this particular cycling deck. I will be on the play. We've got Kor Haven, 3 red sources, Eternal Dragon, Humility, Seal of Cleansing. Normally I wouldn't like a hand like this, but we've got the answer to survival. We've got our planes off Eternal Dragon. Kor Haven's kind of a non-starter. Having 3 mountains is like pretty bad, I think, but having access to the Seal of Cleansing, I can do it on turn 3 because I can plane cycle the Eternal Dragon. The big trick here is going to be getting access to my 2nd white so I can actually drop the Humility. And I don't know how easy that's going to be. Maybe this is just a mulligan. You know, I'm going to say this is a mulligan. It might take too much time because my curve looks like is Mountain Go, cycle Eternal Dragon, planes, Seal of Cleansing, and then hope to draw on other planes. And if they just go wide, I just get destroyed. So we're going to take a mulligan here. This is Swords to Plowshares, Lightning Rift, a bunch of cyclers. Yeah, we'll keep this. We have 1 red source, so we'll just pitch the planes. Planning to use Rift plus the steps to like deal with the early elves. I like that. We actually might just lead on step. No, I don't like leading on step. Maybe we should lead on step though. No, I'm going to lead on planes. That way if they lead on like Lamar Elf, I can just destroy, I can exile it. Then I can develop Lightning Rift, hope they don't have like Nantuga Vigilante super early or something, and then try to leverage the Lightning Rift. I think, yeah, we will just go with the planes. You want as much cycling into the Rift as you can. Yeah, so we're going to play the planes. And what's really nice about playing the planes here is having swords up. We will be able to deal with a Mana Dork, which is a big deal. And then hopefully just resolve Lightning Rift. If it doesn't get answered, we're in like a really happy spot. Now, we notably don't have an answer for survival, so that's going to be something we have to get going. But we are going to be cycling like every turn. We may just deal with that Quarian Ranger right now. Turn a forest, untap target creature, activate it only once each turn. If I don't do it now, what am I doing it? This isn't quite the threat it could be yet. I think I can wait. Well, I've got a question. Podcast says kill it with fire. So I'm incentivized to listen here. We're going to go ahead and swords it. Draw Renewed Faith. That's a great draw. And now we've got more cycling chaff for the Lightning Rift. We will just develop the Lightning Rift and then pass. Survival, probably their best turn 2 possible. Multani's Acolyte, that's fine. All right, they just pass to us. We go to our turn. We untap source. Untap mana source. No, Phyrexian Furnace is fine though. I think I do want to get a land into play. So we're just going to put Secluded Steppe into, hey, why are we stopped at my draw step? We're going to play Secluded Steppe. I don't want to miss any draws. Now you just kill everything with fire. Yeah, here's the issue. Cycling Renewed Faith, I can't actually pay for the Lightning Rift. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to get Phyrexian Furnace into play and start that engine. That way when I untap, I can actually cycle the Renewed Faith and kill something with Lightning Rift. That seems pretty good. I think that's where we want to go. I'm also going to feign Swords to Plowshares by leaving a Plains up. Here's a Furnace. Past it. You know what? I'd probably just activate the Furnace right now, right? Get that out of here. Cycle on their upkeep. What, Secluded Steppe? I'm not super concerned with them paying for the Multani's Acolyte, dude. Gaia's Quaddle. Yeah, this is a great spot. It is. Okay, so I just want to make my land drops and I don't want to lose any value. Like, I see what you're saying. I definitely see what you're saying. But I'm pretty into this position I'm on tapping into right now. Second Lightning Rift. That's pretty good, huh? Here, I don't care about the Acolyte necessarily. I don't think, but I also just want to make this land drop. I think this deck wants to make its land drops. That said, I wonder if I should just cycle Secluded Steppe and burn the Fyndhorn Elves now, leaving like a white source open. That seems kind of fine. Let's do that. Let's go tap 4. You know, no, I'll just do it with the Renewed Faith. That way, if I miss my land drop, I can just play the Secluded Steppe. But if I run out of cyclers, that's going to be super duper problematic. So no, let's go just cycle the Secluded Steppe first. And then I will shoot, I think, Fyndhorn Elves. And we'll tap for red. And then we'll draw a card. Untap land. No, Wrath of God's pretty good, though. All right, we'll just ship the turn. Oh, did you mean... Oh, I see what you meant now. You mean let them pay the Echo, then shoot the Acolyte. That would have been mint. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. I was thinking, yeah, in your upkeep, burn it and let you have access to the mana. No, that would have been quite good. Another Acolyte's fine. You draw a card. I do have this Wrath of God, which is pretty sick. You tap for bunches of mana, 3 of them. Survival. Yeah, you got it. Probably go get an Antuco Vigilante. There goes Yavimaya Granger. They've already got the mountain, so they're not worried about that. There's the Vigilante. They just probably want to take out my Lightning Rift, which makes me really happy that I have a second one. They're passing without attacking. That feels incorrect. Let's go exile the bottom card. See ya. And then untap mana source. Not bad. Is this a point where I just do this thing? Or do I just like wait? I'm definitely playing this mountain. I wonder if I'm supposed to wait here. I could like cycle the Renewed Faith after they pay, if they pay for the Multani's Acolyte. I can just shoot it, and then their Gaia's Cradle just makes 1 mana. This also lets me hold up mana. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make him pay for Acolyte, because then I can also hold up 1 mana for Phyrexian Furnace. And if they go to get a Squee or something, I can snipe it. I kind of like that. So let's put a stop in their upkeep, which is where I believe they pay for that. And then I will let you pay for the Echo if you'd like to. All right, they don't pay for the Echo. Now, this is interesting. Is it time to just shoot down the Multani's Acolyte so they can't make as much mana with their Cradle? I think that's what I want to do. And I'll still hold up the mana for the Phyrexian Furnace, which feels good. Okay, we'll go cycle Renewed Faith and then pay the mana. And then we got a Lightning Rift, which I'll use to shoot the Acolyte. And then I would love to use... I love how it's a May ability. If you're going to gain the 2 life, you can just choose not to. That seems silly. They're tapping Cradle probably so they can survival, which makes sense. I will use the red. And then after all that sick stuff, I still get to draw a card, which I'm a really big fan of. All right, draw me a card. Another Renewed Faith is great here. All right, you may use survival. Squeeze the beginning, right? Beginning of upkeep trigger. Yeah, so they're not gonna be able to get it back now. So I can use the Phyrexian Furnace to delete it, which would be pretty good. I'll wait. I'll tap the Phyrexian Furnace, exile the Granger. What is Druid Lyricist? I haven't the slightest clue what that card does. Can I read it? Yes, I can. Sacrifice this creature, destroy target enchantment. Well, they don't have haste because there's no anger, so that's okay. We know they have a Vigilante in hand. Priest of Titania. This is starting to look like a Wrath of God turn. I think at the end step, I do want to just exile the bottom card of their library. And then I think for mana efficiency purposes, I also want to just grab the Squee and draw a card. Swords to Plowshares is great here. I almost want to draw another untap source so I can Wrath of God and hold up Swords to Plowshares. which I think is where we're going to be at here. We'll play the plains. We'll go 1, 2. Am I pushing it on? I wonder if I'm pushing the envelope too much on using this Wrath of God. I wonder if instead I should just cycle the Renewed Faith and take out the Lyricist now. I kind of just want to do that before it loses Summoning Sickness, you know? I think that's what I want to do. We'll go Renewed Faith, cycling. You can let them extend into the Wrath. Yeah, I just want to take out the Lyricist is my only thinking. Boop, Lightning Rift, the Lyricist. Okay, yes, I will gain 2 life. Pay the red, get out of here. I'll draw a card. Spark Spray. For real? Feels like I'm supposed to just cycle Spark Spray and kill that priest as well right now. How do I die? How do we die if this goes bad? I think we're just killing it. We're gonna go cycle Spark Spray and then Lightning Rift the priest. Wow, Lightning Rift is so good. And then we draw a card and now we've got the inevitability of Eternal Dragon. That feels amazing. I'm not sure. Yeah, you're saying it, Bon. I'm not sure how it goes out of control from here. They're so restricted on resources. Their squee is gone. Naturalized? Yeah, it's gone. It already did all of its work, so I'm fine with it getting naturalized now. I'm pretty sure they still have a Vigilante, which is relevant. Untap and draw. They've got the Vigilante. It would take a lot for them. It has to flip. If their Vigilante has to flip here, they don't have the mana to do all that. So I wonder if I just need to develop Lightning Rift, pass, and then cycle Eternal Dragon and start to do fire stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Lightning Rift and just pass. You discard Anger with survival? Sure. If they draw a land, they have it, do they? What exactly do they have? A Hermit Druid? Doesn't Vigilante have to flip? So it's 3 to put face down. How much does it cost to flip it? 2? There's an Acolyte, so that's not gonna do it. We'll let that happen. Wooded Foothills. Looks like they're just passing. Well, here's the, I'm probably gonna kill that, huh? Let's go cycle, 1, 2, Lightning Rift, shoot that, 3. The thing is out, like the Acolyte is just gonna sit in their hand until I do something worth hitting with the, not the Acolyte, but the Vigilante, right? So they're just gonna have that for as long as I don't play an enchantment. So it kind of feels like I need them to use it at some point anyway. And they couldn't do it there, so now I'm getting value off my Lightning Rift, so I actually don't hate this. When does my Eternal Dragon trigger? I have to stop in my upkeep because it doesn't have a trigger. Got it. We'll go Plains. There is no way to play around forever. That's my thinking. At some point, I'm gonna have to play my spell and they're gonna do it. I guess I could wait till I have a second Lightning Rift, but I'd rather just get some value off of this one while we're here grinding. Because it's not like I'm a blue deck. Sure, but there was no pressure. Oh, no, yeah, of course, there's no pressure. I think it's about time to start buying back my Eternal Dragon and just never missing a land drop again for the rest of my life. Yep, that is a morphed card. You just flip it up right now, I imagine. Seems like that's what they'd want to do, but they don't. So we're gonna set a stop on our own upkeep, untap, and then I am going to return my Eternal Dragon. I'll leave up a white source, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's fine. Vigilante flips, shoots my Rift, Eternal Dragon, come to the hand, and then we draw a Disenchant. That's phenomenal. We'll play Battlefield Forge. I'm going to go shields down completely for a moment and just also destroy an enchantment. Yep, you fetch. What does that even mean? Oh, they activate survival. Sure, that makes sense. I wonder if they just get Deranged Hermit now as a Hail Mary and then my Wrath of God becomes unbeatable. Of course, if they get Deranged Hermit and then they draw Deranged Hermit, that might be lethal, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, they get Kamal, Fist of Kroza. I'm aware of this card, but what exactly does it do? No, go away. Land becomes a creature, creatures get pumped. Got it. Tap for infinite, Kamal, yep. Those are some hasty dudes. Feels like I'm wrathing now for sure. Me on tap, me draw, Spark Spray is neat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrath of God. And then I've already played land, so no reason to cycle at sorcery speed. Wirewood Symbiote is fine. They're passing. I think we'll just deal with the Wirewood. Probably not. No, I want to hold my cyclers, probably just like this. And then at the end of your turn, let's plane cycle. Grab a plains, go to my upkeep, buy back my same dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a draw step. Slice and dice is great. Land, pass. So it probably won't matter, but beware of Kamal making cradle a creature and untapping. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Thank you for the heads up on that one. That's that's big game. Tap for 2. Now we're in our true late game where we're just going to do this forever. Get every single plains out of our deck and then just continue to buy back my Eternal Dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw for turn, land, pass. And once we're out of plains, we'll just start casting Eternal Dragon. You know, how many lands do we have? 1, 5, 6, 7? No, we're just gonna cast Eternal Dragon now. Kor Haven, tap it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, cast. All right, we have a 5/5, pass turn. You just cast the dragon. Yeah, that's where we're at. Wirewood Symbiote's fine. I don't care. Lomor Elves is fine. I don't care. Let's just cycle Slice and Dice. I'll lose a life to red. Shoot everything. They're all gone. They're all dead. All right, we win the match. That was great. This deck, yeah, after all the comments, there's just like Just hawk 2 of that slice and dice. Yeah, exactly. This deck, it plays like it should be simple, but there's like a lot of sequencing stuff, especially in the Elves matchup. It seems like that really comes down to matter, which is, I think is a really cool. That's a sign of a deck being neat when you actually have to like do a little dinky dink. All right, we found our second opponent. We are on the draw, which is tough, but what can you do? This hand has a couple of Renewed Faiths and 5 lands. This looks awful. So we're gonna mulligan. Hi, good luck, have fun. You too, exclamation point. I am enthusiastic. We're gonna mulligan this hand though. This hand has red. Do we even have an Eternal Dragon? No. We've got a Rift. We've got ways to cycle. This slice and dice is nice. I guess on the draw, I could pitch Decree of Justice. And then we've got draw for turn, draw off this, draw off this on the 3rd turn. So we can go pretty deep looking for a white source. I think I'm gonna hesitantly keep this and pitch the Decree. A white source turns his hand from like really bad to like, I think reasonably good. Phyrexian Furnace is fine. As to me, I might just have to lead on the Forgotten Cave, depending on what we draw for turn. Decree, yeah, we're definitely leading on the Forgotten Cave. That's when our opponent Sabos webs us and we're fucking dead. Another serviceable top deck here, Eternal Dragon. Is this the mirror? Oh my God, I think this is the Wrifter mirror, you guys. This is gonna be nightmarishly grindy, I think. Plains, please. Spark Spray. I think we're actually gonna, with that Seal of Cleansing in play, we're just gonna cycle this Spark Spray. Okay. Mountain, and then we'll wait. Then we get to cycle Spark Spray, draw for turn, cycle Spark Spray. So we've got like so many chances to draw white source. So I'm not concerned yet. Although Phyrexian Furnace, a little bit lame here because it's going to start to pressure our ability to do Eternal Dragon things. Luckily, I've got my own Seal of Cleansing. I can't develop it till they develop something bad for us though. Morph, is that just dead ass Exalted Angel? That was not on my bingo card. I could try to beat the Exalted Angel by going Spark Spray. And maybe that's what we have to do? No, I think we need to find our land drops. It's for sure an Angel. My issue is, it's double spraying. I guess this matchup's gonna go long enough where we can afford to miss our 3rd land drop. So let's double spray it. Forgotten Cave's a pretty solid draw here. Spark Spray, cast, bing. Watch this be a zombie cutthroat. Cast, hit. All right, there's the Angel. Play this. Who needs white mana? At least we drew the land. That's at least helpful. Slice and dice is gonna make, I think I have to hard cast Decree to win this game. Goblin Legionnaire. Is this not Wrifter? Is this some other shit? Okay, untap draw. I wonder if I just want to cycle my slice and dice, try to find me a land. I think that's what we're doing. Cycling, you may have it deal 1 damage to each creature. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can exile a thing from my graveyard. That's fine. White source, please, deck. Yeah, deal damage to the Goblin Legionnaire. Okay, we've tried really hard. We've gotten a lot of top decks. We have not found a white source, which is scary. My opponent's living my wildest dreams with their Battlefield Fortress. That said, this being the matchup makes me feel a little bit better than the Wrifter mirror. White source off the top, easy? No? Well, we're gonna hunker down. We've got quite a few turns to draw it. All they're doing is legionnaring us. Their furnace is not good yet because we haven't not Exalted Angel, but Eternal Dragon, which is certainly nice. We'll take 2. 1, 2 for a Silver Knight. Protection from red, pretty big game, but I have these swords to Plowshares. So literally this game comes down to plains, which we just found. So we'll play the plains, and then there's almost a world where I like Seal of Cleansing their Seal of Cleansing. Because if I can do that and then get Lightning Rift into play, all of a sudden we're playing a different game. What does it look like if I just Seal of Cleansing right now? I take 4. This thing can sacrifice to deal 2, right? Yes. So that thing can sacrifice to deal 2. So it looks like this. We play Lightning Rift. No, we play, sorry, not Lightning Rift. That would be bad. We play Seal of Cleansing, pass, take 4, go to 12, pop their Seal of Cleansing, on tap. Lightning Rift, and then if we draw a land, that's a big if, but if we draw a land, we're able to actually get the first use off Lightning Rift, shoot the Goblin Legionnaire, they sack it, deal 2, we're at 10. Attack with Silver Knight, we're at 8, but then we untap and we cycle, let's say, Renewed Faith, and then Lightning Rift actually can't shoot it. So we actually have to Swords the Silver Knight, and then from there, our Renewed Faith and Decree both can be used by the Lightning Rift. I think that's our plan for the long game. So we're actually gonna go Seal of Cleansing here. You know, we can actually just pop the seal right now and just drop the Lightning Rift here, which I like a lot. Seal the seal. Please don't have another answer for this. Rift. And this play actually lets us cycle Renewed Faith, shoot the Legionnaire, plus Swords the Silver Knight, which I like. I like that a lot. Of course, if they have a Disenchant, this looks poor, but what can you do? There's the Disenchant. They're down to 1 in hand. We've got our red source, our white source rather. This Decree of Justice could also come up as being pretty good. We're gonna go to 12 here. Ouch, my face. Another Silver Knight. That might be problematic. All right, well, untap and draw. We're not gonna use this Enlightened Tutor just yet. Another Plains is great. We'll play that. I think we're just going to Swords to Silver Knight plus cycle Renewed Faith. At that rate, I wonder if it makes sense to go grab Humility instead. What if we just Enlightened Tutor for Humility, then cycle Decree to block a bunch of shit? We could even Swords to Plowshares, say one of the Silver Knights first. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Daddy Shroom, how's the deck playing? This deck's sweet. I really like Wrifter. I've got it built in paper. I know we're looking at really ugly MTGO cards, so here's what it looks like. Here's what my version looks like. Much better. They're gonna fire us for 2? Sure. All right, so then they're gonna Furnace me. So yeah, we definitely need to Swords to Plowshares. All right, they go to combat. We are going to Swords, 2 Plowshares, a Silver Knight. The reason we're hitting Silver Knight is because they have per red, and if I hit the Legionnaire, they can sack it to deal 2. Which seems kind of poor. And then if they don't have anything else, we're Enlightened Tutoring for a Humility. What costs the colorless? You want to crack your Furnace now? Yeah, they want to crack Furnace. Okay, it's gone. You draw on a card. Do you have action? Action spell? Bolt, perhaps? Just a mountain. All right, here we go. Enlightened Tutor. We will grab our Humility. Untap and draw. Let's see, what does this Humility look like? I cast it. They shoot me maybe. That would bring me to 4. 3. If they have Bolt, I'm dead, but we got to do what we got to do. Humility. If they have Disenchant, we're super dead. But we've already seen a Seal and a Disenchant, so we're hoping to not see another one. If they don't crack that Legionnaire, that means they don't have Bolt or they don't know what's going on, one of the two. Okay, they've got 2 1/1s. Now Bolt doesn't give them the range they need. The reason we did this, right, it's because of the Decree of Justice. Now if I cycle this, my Decree tokens will block their tokens. Then I think we like hard cast Renewed Faith to get out of range. Take some damage, go to 4, don't have Bolt, that would be cool. Rith's Grove, okay, so they've only got 1 more card in hand, which means lethal's like impossible. All right, pass to me, take a draw. Slide's pretty cool, but I think I just want to cycle my Decree. I think that's where we're at here. All right, they declare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surprise Pyroblast? Yeah, that would be pretty good. Cycle the Decree, give us 2 1/1s, block. Yeah, I think that's where we want to be. We could also just cast the Renewed Faith, but that seems maybe short-sighted. You think the Slide was better, really? With 1, I guess I could like play Slide and then like Renewed Faith, but then we're just like flickering 1/1s. I could see it, but I'm doing this. This is the play we've committed to, so it's what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, and then pay. I want to pay 2. Pretty please. Done. All right, draw a card. Spark Spray is Terminate with Humility in play. Block here, block here. All right, creatures are all dead. That's pretty sweet. Now, if they don't have like Bolt or Fireblast, we can Renewed Faith. And we know that they already played the land in their hand, so we don't know what else they have. But we just have this situation now. Now we could play Slide, but I think we're hard casting Renewed Faith. So I wonder if we just want to do it now. Maybe in their upkeep is when we do it. Yeah, I like that. Not like in your commanding position. Wait, what are we saying? This leaves you with no pressure or anything on the board? Correct. I don't think our deck cares about pressure necessarily. All right, in their upkeep, that's when we do this. Cast. I just want to gain 6 life. Fireblast me, bro. All right, that worked. Little Battlefield Forge. All right, now I think we're in an unlosable position now. So we'll just on-tap draw. Now we're going to develop the Slide. We'll just hold the Secluded Steppe. 1, 2, 3, Slide, pass. I'm going to hold off on cycling for a little bit. We've got the Swords to Plowshares. I've got this Humility. They really have to go on a burn plan, but our life total is like kind of substantial now. So with this, well, I guess we don't have a Rifter, a Lightning Rift in place. So I will just cycle 1 Secluded Steppe. I do want to like develop a dragon at some point. Wrath of God, not that bad. But I'm going to try to keep 1 cycler in my hand at all times. Play the Plains I6. Our opponent must have a good amount of burn magic if they're still playing the game. They've got to know that creatures aren't going to get the job done. Except for 1, 2, 3. Morph cards? Sure. Passing to me. Do I just Swords that? Yeah, why not? Get out of here. You can flip it and still gain 1 life if you want. Untap, draw. There's an Eternal Dragon. What if I just don't cast it and I start cycling over and over because they're probably a Swords deck. Now I'm going to get all the lands out of my deck. And then once I have enough mana, I can Eternal Dragon plus hold up Astral Slide to cycle and dodge Swords. That seems fine. Battlefield Forge, sure. All right, we're doing all the things. We're putting a stop on our own upkeep because I think we're going to loop this. Wait. Plane cycling. Grab a Plains. All right, untap, upkeep, buy back Eternal Dragon for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw for turn. Lands, pass. Now we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, so we need to develop 2 more before we can actually play an Eternal Dragon, which we just have the agency to do right now. Plane cycle, a little bit of an island. Yum. Upkeep, a little bit of a buy this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's in my hand now. And then we will draw for turn. And then we will play, I don't know, this Plains they already know about. Interesting dragon note. You can both cycle and return in the same upkeep. That, I don't think it comes up in this exact spot, but I never thought about that. So I'm going to say I just didn't know that. That's actually kind of cool. I imagine there's some really grindy game states where that can come up. We're going to cycle the Eternal Dragon here, grab our Plains, I think we're going to do this one more time just so there's no more planes in our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me that back. Draw for turn. The ultimate grind state. Planes, go. All right, they're passing. They've got 3 in hand. That's cool. 1, 2. Plane cycle. Last planes. On tap. Buy this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw for turn. What a draw engine Eternal Dragon is. Holy smokes. We'll just play this pass. We're probably just going to cast the Renewed Faith just to make sure we're all the way out of range. What could kill us here? What could their hand be? Fireblast, Fireblast, Bolt. Do we play around Fireblast, Fireblast, Bolt? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they could easily Fireblast, Fireblast, Bolt us. What if I just played all the way around it? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can play all the way around it. I'm just going to add pressure to the board now. On tap. Draw for turn. I'm going to take the stop out of my upkeep. Don't care about it anymore. Phyrexian Furnace is fine. I'm not even going to develop it this turn. I'm just going to go colorless, red, red. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is my Eternal Dragon. And then pass. It's a 1/1. I neglected to remember that. Lightning Bolt me. So now Fireblast, Fireblast doesn't kill me. Do I just gain the life now? Yeah, I'm just going to cast this. Renewed Faith, gain 6. Bolt resolves. I'm going to hit you for 1 with this over and over and over. At some point, I might even just blow up my own humility. We'll see though. Untap, draw. Another Eternal Dragon. That's going to chill in our hand for a while, I think. Attack. And then we'll go white, Phyrexian Furnace, pass. We're in a grindy, slow, commanding game state. Now you can double your clock. True. For the cheap price of 7 mana, I can change my clock from 21 turns to 11. Draw. Well, I guess I should have used my Phyrexian Furnace, but I'm just getting out of hand now. Oh, check this shit out. Doom, doom. Seal of Cleansing. Seal of Cleansing. Destroy humility. Now I'm going to 5-tuple my clock. Swords to Plowshares. What if, and hear me out on this one, I cycle Spark Spray, trigger Astral Slide, and then I will slide out my dragon. Okay, nice swords. Get a mountain. Swords resolves. Now I'm going to destroy my own humility, so when that Eternal Dragon returns to play, boy oh boy, is she thick. We got a 5/5. All right, here's my mountain. Here's me passing. I could develop my other Eternal Dragon, but then I couldn't hold up my Slice and Dice as a cycler, so I just want to protect, because they could have more Swords to Plowshares in their hand. And this is the end game of the Rifter deck. If you don't kill your opponent with Lightning Rift, this is what your end game looks like. Come on, dude. Make a play. Oh, BRB. Got it. Opponent has left. So notes while our opponent's taking a little leave. Do I prefer the playstyle of this so far over green-white slide? I think green-white slide having Living Wish and access to Karmic Guide is way cooler. I think this deck might be better. I think there's a good chance this deck is just better. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your preference? I think I might actually just straight up prefer the green-white version. And I think it's mainly because Karmic Guide I think is such a good card. But this, some of the changes I made. So this deck does play 4 Eternal Dragon, and that seems to be stock across the board. I've been trimming 1 Eternal Dragon from all my Eternal Dragon decks. I don't know if that's correct. It just seems like you only ever need to find 1 Eternal Dragon. And this deck plans to go so long that I think I'm okay without having them. I did put in 1 Rune of Protection Red, which is a tech I've seen before. Rune of Protection Red's a lot like Cop Red, except for it cycles, which synergizes with the rest of our deck. And then, yeah, I love the humility. I love the Enlightened Tutors. This deck gives you the illusion of agency, which I'm a big fan of. Our opponent is back. They're tapping some manas. They're playing some Seal of Cleansings. Yeah, at this point, I don't care if you deal with a slide. You're going to need to draw a lot more Swords to Plowshares to deal with my threats. And even then, I will just eventually find my decree. Exile the bottom card of your library. All right, my turn. Untap, draw, play my infinite lands, go to combat, and smash. 5. And then now it seems like I just play another Eternal Dragon. I think I can just hold it though. Like, we're in such a commanding position. I don't want to like walk into some random thing like our opponent just randomly plays Wrath of God. I don't want to deal with that because I got a Seal of Cleansing, so they could seal the Astral Slide. Then I guess I would cycle and exile my Eternal Dragons, but still I don't want to expose myself like that, I don't think. If they're passing to us, I don't think they're doing graveyard centric stuff. I'm actually going to exile the bottom card and I'm going to draw a card up this Phyrexian Furnace just in case I can draw like, I don't know, a Decree of Justice. Renewed Faith is pretty cool. I'm going to hold it. Another Eternal Dragon. Now it feels like maybe I can develop one more and double my clock. 5 damage. Yeah, we're going for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast. This is my Eternal Dragon. If these both connect, then Spark Spray becomes lethal, which is awesome. Tap for a white and a red and a Goblin Legionnaire. That's okay. Passing to me. They can sack that to gain 2 life. That's big game. Okay, my turn. On tap and draw. Another Slice and Dice. Cool. Go to combat. Doink, doink. How about 10? What's the thought here, opponent? Are we dead? Are we AFKing? What are we thinking about doing here? Nothing? Going to 1? Tight, tight, tight. Go. Where we at, buddy? I wonder why they're still playing. Yeah, okay. I was just thinking, why are they still playing this game? And they did concede. Okay, they're playing like red-white weenie, or red-white like mid-range, I guess you could call it. The deck's definitely cool. I think it's a pretty good matchup for us if I had to guess. I wonder if we want to play like Auramancer as a way to return our threats because they have like a ton of disenchant effects. I don't care so much for Tormod's Crypt. Red Blast is dead. Exalted Angel, probably not, but I'm going to move him over as part of the maybes. And then Aura of Silence, probably not, but it's a potential. Nope, no Spiritual Focus, no Sacred Ground, maybe Disenchant, no Abeyance. You'd say Angel's worth it? I tend to agree. I think playing it into the swords matchup is a little bit sticky, but I think it's okay. I think Auramancer I like. I think I'm gonna take some advice here and play the Angels because they do have reach. You know, their deck seems to have reach, and a life linker would be ideal, or a spirit linker or whatever. It just means your dragons are safer. That's true. Yeah, just bait them out with Exalted Angel. I think Disenchant is pretty good because they're playing Seal. I have to imagine they're going to have some extra hate. Although I've got 2 Seals in the main. Maybe I don't need the extra Disenchant. Maybe it's just like Auramancer, Exalted Angel, Exalted Angel. That seems like fine to me. Yeah, I agree. Aura of Silence probably is needed. I could see an argument for Disenchant, but I think I'm going to back off of it a little bit. I think I'm going to cut a Slice and Dice. They don't have enough X1s. I think if I can combo it with Humility, that's really good. I just don't want to overdraw on it. I think I'm going to cut Phyrexian Furnace. They didn't seem to have anything to do with their graveyard. And then I think I need to cut something from the top end because I'm bringing in Exalted Angel. I don't think it's Dragon. Dragon is like, I think they give me enough time in this matchup to grind really hard. Maybe I'll just cut and Decree and bring in these 3. Maybe this is okay. We'll try it out. Take another Slide out. I've only got the 1 Astral Slide. Slice and Dice, you think so? And keep like the Decree? Yeah, I could see that. Let's try that. Boom. It doesn't kill anything outside of the situation where your opponent's under Humility. But if you got Humility in play and have like the freedom to just cycle the Slice and Dice, maybe that's just win more. Secluded Steppe, Mountain, Plains, Double Rift. This seems fine. This seems just fine. We've got the Double Rift. We're expecting one of them to get hit by a Disenchant, but that's okay. We've got our land drops. We're not going to be suffering and trying to find our white source. Mother of Runes, kind of a nightmare. Swords off the top plays or Spark Spray. Nope, no luck. Sucks to be me. Let's play just a Plains and pass. I might just neglect to cycle. I might neglect to do anything till I can play Lightning Rift and cycle. So like turn 3, play Lightning Rift, see what they got. Now if they have a Seal of Cleansing here, double Mother. Now we want to find Wrath of God. Maybe I'm going to start cycling now. I'm going to wait a little bit. Take a draw step. Forgotten Cave, sure. We'll go land. I think we're going to cycle. Now we're going to start looking for Wrath of God because double Mother is pretty good against our plan. 3 Morph, Wrath of God. That's exactly what we're looking for. Well, I have slightly less infinite time now that they have that Exalted Angel, but yeah, we've got a lot of time. Cycle, Secluded Steppe. Never mind, yeah. Womp. Found Wrath. On tap draw. All right, now the question is, do we just get the Lightning Rift into play and see what they do? I think so. Let's go Mountain. Go white, red, Rift. This will let me cycle and dome them if need be. And then pass turn. We Disenchanting. Seal of Cleansing. I wonder if just to sustain my life total, I should, no, because they're not going to attack with those Mother of Runes anyway. No, this is fine because I can't pay for the Lightning Rift anyway here. Yep, you've got it. My Lightning Rift gone. And yeah, I agree. If they want to flip their thing face up, they can't if they want to also deal with the Rift. So I like the tempo advantage that gets us. And we've got a great follow-up here. Probably a back-breaking follow-up. Plains, Wrath. See ya, everybody. Yeah, the Angel draw is great. I might just hardcast the Angel. We'll see. I think next turn I might just go like Forgotten Cave tapped Lightning Rift and like hold that up. What's it like to be the favorite? It's me. I'm the favorite. Yay me. Sabo's Web? Sure. Glad I don't have any cycling lands in play. Now I'm not going to play them. I'm just going to cycle them. Little land action, little pass to me. Okay, take a little draw. Untap land, ideal. Okay, let's just get the Rift into play. We know they play Bolt. They probably sided a lot of them out. I will say that, but we're just going to play Bolt. And then I'm actually just going to hold up the ability to cycle and shoot. I think there's a more aggressive play we could have made there that may have been even better, but I think this is okay. And they're going to shoot this, so I think I will just shoot them now. Spark Spray, you know what? No, Forgotten Cave. Cycle, Rift, you, pay the white, and we drew an on-tap source, which is great. All right, they're passing. Now we could just morph the Angel face down. They're probably supposed to take bolts out of their deck in this matchup. That said, I can kind of just play around everything, so I'm going to. I'm just going to play land, pass, plan to hardcast the Angel. I know it probably seems a little bit fearful to like feel the need to wait that long. I just think it's okay though. Aura of Silence. I agree with you. I won't play any more auras. Pass to me. I'm going to cycle a bunch of shit. Let's go cycle 1, 2, just cycle this Renewed Faith. I will use the ability to gain life, yes. Seal of Cleansing, that's kind of medium. Cycle Spark Spray. Forgotten Cave, probably wish I left a red open. $10 says their last card is Swords. That, I'm not taking that bet because I think you're right. Let's Plains Cycle the Eternal Dragon. Just grab this Plains. Now that we have Eternal Dragon, I do feel like this is a pretty cool play. I'm gonna morph it. That way if their last card is Swords, they like morph my Angel. Are they Swords my Angel? Or yeah, my Angel, and then yep, you were right, it's Swords. So now I can just start buying back Eternal Dragon and just not worrying about it getting swords. Winner, winner, yep. That's why I'm not taking that bet. I'm on your side. Mom of Runes, sure, that's fine. We do need to deal with that. We will go ahead and cycle Forgotten Cave. And then, yeah, we will stop on our upkeep. We're just gonna buy back the dragon. We have the extra mana too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, buy back E-Dragon, take a draw step, play out, I don't know, this Battlefield Forge. And then before they can untap with it, I am going to Swords to Plowshares the Mom, and then pass. Tap for 1, play a Curse Scroll. That's pretty cool. So they have nothing in hand. They would need to top deck an Absolute Heater. I think we're actually just jamming this Eternal Dragon and seeing if it just wins us the game. We can of course see what we draw for turn though. Spark Spray. Let's go Plains. Let me see, 5, 6, 7. Maybe we want like a couple more lands out of our deck first. But it feels like waiting forever is like going to take forever, and that's problematic. I could also just like keep cycling and then I could Seal of Cleansing the Cursed Scroll. Yeah, let's just put Seal of Cleansing into play and then pass. You can go, opponent. I've got a snack for you. I mean, they know about the Eternal Dragon. They're probably just playing hedging on drawing swords at some point. Scroll me. Should have done it then. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm hitting at. Because like, what if I draw a Rift? Then maybe I want to hit Aura of Silence. Mountain entered the revealed card zone, sure. Okay, go to my turn. I'm going to cycle before we do that. Boom, boom. But I can see what you're saying, like just not taking damage, even if it's not going to win them the game, not taking free damage is kind of silly. Not letting with Rift this game, it's a dragon game, true. I have this funny thing that happens to me where like I play dragon and they just top deck swords, but what can you do? We'll take that out. We probably should have done that last turn since we did it now, but whatever. Let's go ahead and grab this Eternal Dragon back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then draw for turn. Forgotten Cave, that's cool. Play this land, pass. Then you draw another dragon. True facts. Pass to me, here we go. I mean, our average good draws are going to start going up as we just like lose access to lands in our deck. There's our last plans. And then, yeah, I guess I'll take a damage. I'll cycle this Forgotten Cave. Oh, another Eternal Dragon. On tap. I won't even buy that one. You know what? No, I'll hedge around them drawing Phyrexian Furnace. I will just buy it back. And then I'll draw for turn. And then I'll play a plans. And then I'll pass. And then next turn, I'm just going to start dragoning. Tap for 2, 3. Soltari Champion. And when it attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+1 to end of turn. Yeah, dude. What's that thing's PT? The 2/2? Big. Let's just cycle Spark Spray. Feels safe. I just want cards, I think. Oh, great. Swords, get out of here. Take a draw. Take the stop out of my upkeep. I'm out of planes. Kor Haven's cool. I'll play it. And then here's my first Eternal Dragon. Beep, 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 beep. Go. If they don't answer this, I'm going to play the other one. What are the chances they play Wrath of God? It's got to be close to 0, right? And even if they do, I just buy him back. Yeah. Little mountain action. Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have tapped that Kor Haven, huh? Go to I forgot about the Sabo's Web. Attack with me, dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eternal Dragon. Cast. Go. 2-turn clock. Like to see it. All right. We got there. 2-0 so far. Deck seems great. I think those matchups had to have been pretty good for me, though. All right, we're playing against Psychodog, and we're on the draw. We've got a Secluded Steppe, a Mountain. So we've got our colors. We've got a Spark Spray. We've got Cycling. Psychodog says, hi, good luck, have fun. I say you too. I've got some removal. I think we're keeping this hand. I think we're signing up for hands like this. Little forest action, a little green, little wild growth. What is this, Enchantress? Can we beat Enchantress? Maybe. Maybe we can beat Enchantress. Secluded Steppe tapped. Pass the turn. Little City of Traders action for 4. Blastoderm? Beefcake? Uh-oh. It's looking grim, boys. Oh no, what's the plan? Get to Wrath of God ASAP? That's the plan. Mountain, and yeah, we're just cycling the Eternal Dragon, I think. Yeah, this is Beefcake for sure. Turn 2 Blastoderm spells Beefcake. Luckily, I've got like Eternal Dragon plus Renewed Faith. I might be able to buy just enough time to leverage Wrath of God. Hopefully they don't Tangle Wire me. That would be nightmarish. There's a second, there's a Baloth. So if I didn't have access to Wrath of God in my opener, this would certainly just be game. But we've got Magic to play now. Humility seems great in this matchup. All right, let's go Plains Cycle the Dragon. Make sure I have the mana to cast the Wrath of God. Plains, and then untap and draw, and then play a Plains. And then we're going to Renewed Faith before we take damage from those creatures, just to make sure our life total is like relatively healthy after we Wrath of God. Do we even Renewed Faith? No, we don't, because what if they play Winter Orb? Do you think I swords the Baloth? I think I just want to get my little 2-for-1. I think I want my swords for after I Wrath. Force the action of them sacking. I see where you're going with that. I'd rather just try the Wrath of God. There's the Tangle Wire. Well, now your move seems really good. I wonder if I should, let me see here. Renewed Faith is +6. Tangle Wire is going to only tap their mana sources down. So if I Renewed Faith plus swords on my upkeep with the Tangle Wire trigger on the stack, we can live, not comfortably, but we can live. So we'll go, okay, we'll set a stop on my upkeep. They have a green source. We're gonna go these. I'm just gonna gain 6. Cast, go to 12. That'll take me out of lethal range. And then we'll untap. Then I said Tangle Wire, immediately stopped thinking about Tangle Wire, and then Tangle Wire became heavily relevant. So now we're gonna Swords the Baloth, give ourselves much more time, because they won't be able to extend, and this Blastoderm only has 2 more attacks. And then they can gain 4 life, that's fine, but I'm also gonna cycle this Spark Spray, and then that resolves, then Tangle Wire happens, and I'll tap my Secluded Steppe, then we will draw for turn. And we've got a Spark Spray, so we'll play Mountain so we can cycle it and pass. Because they're gonna have to tap all their things, and this Blastoderm only gets 2 more attacks, and I'm at 12, which is, that does not put me at 0. Oh no, it doesn't even get 2 more attacks, it gets 1, right? Yeah, it only gets 1 more attack. So I stabilize at 7, it looks like. And their Tangle Wire is going to stop them from extending, which is actually, their Tangle Wire is low-key my best friend right now. All right, we'll take the 5. That Blastoderm is not long for this world. We're also going to cycle this Spark Spray. I don't think my Spark Sprays kill any of their creatures. All right, red, cycle. All right, Renewed Faith is cool. With that trigger on the stack, I will gain 6. All right, I'll tap my Secluded Steppe, untap and draw. Forgotten Cave is cool. Here's a Battlefield Forge, and here is me passing the turn. And there goes their Blastoderm. They'll be able to stack their triggers, so then they have to tap 2 things. And they can also tap the Blastoderm to the Tangle Wire. So they'll have access to all of their mana. But then my Wrath of God starts to look like a lot more of a stabilizing mechanism than it was before that last sequence of 2 turns we just saw. All right, they've stacked their triggers correctly. Fading ticks down, tap Derm, tap Wire. Derm dies, they get a draw step. They've got 4 mana, so they'll be able to cast some stuff. Another Derm, maybe? Elvish Spirit Guide, exiling? Sure, what is this, Saproling Burst? Oh, they're just hard casting Elvish Spirit Guide. I can't imagine that's where they wanted to be. City of Traders is gonna die to that forest, and then Wild Growth on the forest, sure. We got another creature. The Elvish Spirit Guide entered the exiled zone, and they're gonna do another Tangle Wire. Well, they've only got 1 in hand, so now it just feels like I have so much time. I'm gonna cycle this Forgotten Cave, go to 12. You know what, let's not even take the damage. Let's just cycle it in my turn. Yeah, untap with that trigger on the stack. You know what, I'm gonna tap 1, 2, 3, it's 6 permanent, so yeah, I do cycle this now. And then I will tap all of my things, and then draw another Forgotten Cave. Here's a Plains, here's me passing. They'll only have to tap 4. I wonder if they just tap all of their Tangle Wires and mana sources and like get there for 2. All right, Tangle Wire gets tapped to a Tangle Wire, and then they got 3 more. I wonder what they're gonna do. Do they value 2 damage? Do they just tap every mana source and get in for 2? If their hand's dead, that's gotta be what they do. Misstacked? Oh, did they do it wrong? Uh-oh. All right, yeah, they're getting in for 2. That's fine. And then I have to tap 4, meaning I don't have to do anything in my upkeep. I can just let my Battlefield Forge and like Mountain Plains get tapped down. Battlefield Forge, and then we've got 3, so 1, 2, 3. All right, take a draw step. Decree of Justice is pretty great. We'll probably just hardcast this at some point and win the game off of it. We'll just play the Plains and pass. Now they only have to tap 2, so they just tap their 2 Tangle Wires. This could be where they want to extend, which would be pretty good for me, because if they like extend 1 to 2 big beefy creatures, my Wrath of God probably just becomes how I win. How many Decree of Justice Angels can I make right now? Just 1? With another land drop, I can make 2. Maybe I was supposed to play the Forgotten Cave. I'll just cycle it. Maybe we'll find an untapped land. Get in for 2. I like it. Ouch. Got a threat or another Tangle Wire, perhaps? Wild Growth, sure. Call of the Herd, ooh, spicy. That's good though. Their board state looking a little bit more beefy than it was, but I think we've got the action now. Tap for a red. We'll cycle the Forgotten Cave. Swords to Plowshares. We'll just hold that up. I'm gonna Wrath of God. Tangle Wire is gonna have me tap 2. I'll tap Battlefield Forge plus Mountain. This will let me hold up swords and cast the Wrath. Secluded Steppe, I think I will actually play for the Decree of Justice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrath of God. Go ahead. They'll only have to tap 1, so they can like remember this deck plays Wasteland. Smart. Though I do just have to develop my mana base, because I've already got a Secluded Steppe and a Battlefield Forge in play. Don't keep leaving your non-basics up. That's fair. Yeah, make sure there's a basic up. See, I've seen versions of this deck that play Sabo's Web, Although I think Wasteland's stock and Sabo's Web is much less frequently seen in decks like this. So I think you're right. I think I should be leaving like Plains up here. Tapping for just so much mana, obviously. Flashback Call, sure. What you got for 1 mana? Llanowar Elf, sure. I think I'm happy to switch to Plowshares, that elephant token. That said, I'm about to Decree of Justice for X is a billion. No, there's a counter on that Tingle Wire. Let's deal with the elephant token now. Don't do what? Don't Swords the elephant? Hardcast your Slice? Oh my god. Bro, I forgot that was an option straight up. That's so good. I always forget that Slice and Dice is just a Wrath. Yep, no, you're absolutely right. We're hard casting Slice and Dice and it's gonna be great. Seal of Cleansing? That's kind of cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leaving the planes up. Hardcast this and then pass. Big sad. Yeah, sorry, Psychodog. I did have the stuff. Your opener, their start was great, but I had enough tools to like navigate that super fast start to Winter Orb. I was afraid of that. Luckily, I have Seal of Cleansing. Tanglewire. I'm upset. I'm so upset. Okay, I'll untap my planes and then I'll tap both of my lands. Actually, that was dumb. I mean, you're kind of locked under it as well. Tap 1, 2. So it's going to be like 20 turns before we can deal with that Winter Orb, but it'll eventually happen. Pass turn. They're Hellbent and their Tanglewire is going to tap down there. They'll get to tap down the Tanglewire that's about to sack itself. I hope he doesn't tap his Winter Orb. It is a mono artifact, right? So if that thing is tapped, then I get to untap all my lands. That would be a pretty big blunder. All right, do your stack thing. You're going to have to tap 3 to the Tanglewire. You tap Tanglewire, and the land with 1 Wild Growth on it, and just keep me held down for the foreseeable future. That was weird. They misstacked again. They tapped 4. They could have put the Fading counter the way it was supposed to be, but now they're locked under their own Winter Orb still. That's pretty loosey-goosey play. Untap this Plains, tap this Plains, take a draw, Slice and Dice, ship the turn. Eventually, I will dig out of this. Just 3 turns to go. Now, if they draw like a Derm or something in the meantime, we are just dead. Although they just keep tapping themselves out, so they're just playing the same game with me. All right, untap this Plains, and then tap this Plains. Yep, draw for turn. Just swords it. Oh yeah, well no, you can't Swords Blast it. That's not how that works. That card sure does just straight up have Shroud. If you could Swords Blast it, it would not be the threat that it is. You said Jin the right. LOL. What am I talking about? What are we talking about? Very confused. I was thinking a Derm. Earnham Jin. Earnham Jin would be nightmarish, but I would just Swords it. You're right. Sylvan Library. Oh, I said Derm. Jin, Derm. Yeah, I can see how that was misheard. So we've got 1 more turn under this Tanglewire Hell. That library is just in play, which is not great. Take a draw step. It's another Lightning Rift. Okay, we're gonna get 1 land next turn, meaning we'll have swords. If we ever get to 2, we simply Seal of Cleansing the Winter Orb, and then it feels like we're cooking with gas. But that Sylvan Library was a great top deck from our opponent. Pay 8. Come on, opponent, do it. We got a land. We got 4. Derm. It's Jin. We can deal with the Jin, which is great. We actually just get a full-on on-tap, full-out on-tap. And that thing's only a 4/5, so let's untap this Plains. And the Tanglewire is at 0, right? Yeah, so, okay, draw. Battlefield Forge? So the big question is, do I deal with the Jin, or do I deal with the Orb? I kind of want to deal with the Orb. So we're going to go tap, tap. Ernie's a 4/5. That's fine. Seal of Cleansing. Please don't find another Winter Orb. Pass the turn. Yeah, we're taking the hit for 4. Go to 5. They get to untap 3 mana worth of land, because Wild Growth is insane in this deck. Tanglewire, go bye-bye. And then they get to Library. I love how grindy this deck is. So what are we doing? We're attacking for 4, clearly. Earnham Jim, such a cool card. I don't think they can actually beat a dragon. I agree. Land, tap for 1, 2, 3. We got another Tanglewire. Another Winter Orb? Holy moly. Okay, we're back on the swords plan, it looks like. Yeah, boo. Big stacks. All right, untap 1 Plains. We can still deal with the Jin. And then draw for turn. It's another swords. So we've got answers for things for the foreseeable future, but we're going to be playing under these orbs for a hot minute. All right, you untap. We're going to be bringing in Aura of Silence and Disenchant and literally every way we can, because the only thing we actually super care about in this matchup is their stacks pieces. Their stacks pieces are quite effective against us. The Sylvan may win in the game, but we'll see. We do just need to swords the Jin. I could like seal the library. There's another Jin. I want, since they've got 2 orbs, I wonder if we do just seal the library and then just like use swords to deal with the Jin. That's what we're doing. I'm going to seal this library because I've got a swords for this Jin. So we'll untap this Plains. We'll draw. It's a Wrath of God. We'll just pass. Then they'll only, now given they have Wild Growth, so their untaps are going to be much better than mine. But if they're just ripping off the top, the chance that they like draw into another fatty is much lower. Attack for 4, tap for white, get out of here. All right, pass to me. We will untap a Plains and then take a draw. It's a Secluded Steppe. We'll hold that. We probably won't even cycle it for the foreseeable future. We're just gonna pass and try to untap some more lands. You really gotta hope they draw dead though, because like a Derm here, that's it. I think a Derm wraps her up. Is this it? Is this the Derm? Masticor? Uh-oh. All right, pass to me. We get another untap. That's cool. I guess it'll be this mountain and then draw. Eternal Dragon's cool. I think we're dead. We have one more turn to draw swords, but then we're still stuck here. I'll discard an Eternal Dragon. They do have to discard cards to the Masticor, which is kind of neat, but we need to draw like we need to draw swords number 3. We've already used 2. That's unlikely. We could draw another Seal of Cleansing. Beefcake is grindy. The deck seems great, honestly. Untap a Plains and then draw a card. It's another Eternal Dragon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cycle this Secluded Steppe. Oh, because they can regenerate. So it would have to be swords. Okay, we're super dead. The second Winter Orb was a little lucky. If we got the first Winter Orb out of play, we would have easily won that game. That is not the world we were living in though. Disenchant, and Aura of Silence. And what's going on, Slim Shady? How you doing, baby? Angel comes in so hard. Yep, because it blocks every single thing. Auramancer is mid. Spiritual Focus is nope. Sacred Ground. Sacred Ground's kind of neat in that it can stop Wasteland, but I think it's a little bit narrow. Abeyance, nope. No blasts, no crypts, I don't think. I think it's just these 4. What is coming out of my deck? Spark Spray deals with like exactly nothing, like just Lawnmower Elves, which I believe they play that in Birds of Paradise. So I'm fine with trimming like 1. I don't want to over trim on that card. Slide, I think is kind of interesting. Take out Rift, you think? Really? Take out all 4 Rifts? That seems, I guess it doesn't control their board at all. I guess I am just trying to get to the point where I can play a fatty that they can't answer. So maybe we just keep Spark Spray, trim all 4 of these, bring all 4 of these in. That is much cleaner than my plan was going to be. So we're going to do that. Submit that deck. Lightning Rift is stuck on the screen. Let's see if I can fix that. Minus, blow back up. I did fix it. All right, we're on the play. We see Steppe, Plains, Tutor, Furnace, Decree. This seems medium. The Furnace doesn't do anything. I was probably supposed to take that out, but at least it can replace itself. I can Enlightened Tutor to get my, no, I just don't have any answers. I think we're supposed to mulligan this. This seems very medium. Here's my Furnace again, but this time I have Aura of Silence. I can pitch the Phyrexian Furnace. I think we'll keep this. We're a little bit terrified of turn 1 City of Traders into Sabo's Web because we are kind of forced to lay down Secluded Steppe, but that just is what it is. We'll pitch the Furnace. We'll go to my main phase and we will play Secluded Steppe and pass. And we're just hoping to resolve Aura of Silence as soon as possible. Wasteland go. Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. Spirit Guide gets into the exile zone. 3 Spirit Guides go to exile. What the fuck? Earn Jin. Okay. So that was land, Spirit Guide, Earn Jin. That's awesome. Psychodog says YOLO. True. Well, good news for you, buddy. I don't currently have it. What can I do? If they don't have anything in their hands, then we're able to Enlightened Tutor for Humility. That could be pretty good. So we can go like Secluded Steppe, Enlightened Tutor, Humility, drop the Aura of Silence. I think that's kind of where we're at. So we're gonna go play. I hope you don't Sabo's Web me, pass. They go to combat. This might be their only plan. All right, take 4. Is that it? Or do you have a land drop too? Rats, that's a land drop. All right, they're passing. So I'll go white, Enlightened Tutor. I'm gonna grab my Humility. Boom. I'll go untap, draw. You have infinite turns with Hardcast Faith. It's true. I think I want an Aura of Silence so I don't get Tangle Wired out of my opportunity to Humility. And I've got a lot of turns to take hits from this. So I am going to go Mountain. Now on the flip side, if they have Winter Orb, I get fucked up pretty bad, right? I don't know. What do we think? We could go Mountain, Aura of Silence. And then that would stop them from, Aura of Silence would stop them from casting Winter Orb as well. And then I can take 2 more hits from the Jin. Oh, comment, hey, my guy, pretty new to your content, but definitely enjoying it. I love the 2-phase sideboard decks. Anything you can think of in Modern like that? That's interesting. I really don't know. We are going to do the Aura play real quick, like this, because this also, it stops them from Winter Orb and Tangle Wire. So here's my Aura of Silence. But as far as in Modern, no, not particularly, although I'm sure something exists. Next turn, Hardcast Your Faith. That's what I'm thinking. Secluded Steppe, pass, Hardcast Faith, follow it up with the Humility. And obviously, yeah, if we draw an on-tap land, we just Windmill Slam the Humility. And they're going to get busy. We're going to go to 12. And then do you have a Call of the Herd? That'd be pretty good. Yep, there's the Call of the Herd. And then luckily we have this Renewed Faith. We'll play Secluded Steppe, and we're just chilling on this Renewed Faith. Even if they Winter Orb us, we can sack the Aura of Silence. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, take it. 1, 2, 3, cast. Gain 6. My turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, Humility. Now my Decree of Justice can trade with all their creatures. All right, you go. Don't naturalize me, bro. They go to combat, attack for 2, then naturalize my Humility, and I'm dead. Nope, just 2. 1, 2, 3, Call the Herd. Yep, another 1/1. All right, land would be great here. Perfect, Kor Haven. Now I can cycle Decree of Justice for 2 and block, I'd say, the Djinn and an Elephant. They go to combat. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cycle. 1, 2, 3, and then pay 1, 2 to make 2 Duders, and then draw a card. Is it good? It's pretty good. And then go to blocks, and then trade with the Djinn and trade with an Elephant. Now comes the naturalize, right? But no, they don't have it, luckily. They pass to us, we draw, it's a Spark Spray. Really love that. I think we're just chilling. We'll just like Spark Spray that Elephant. You know what? We'll Spark Spray the Elephant in their upkeep before they draw. That way I don't get blown out by a naturalize, because if they had it, they would have done it. Red, Spark Spray, cast, kill, and then you can draw. I think we're pretty likely to just cycle this Renewed Faith. That said, I'm not entirely sure what we're looking for, so we might be able to just sit here for a while. Wild Growth? Sure. A 3-mana Wild Growth. Love to see that. Yeah, we're just going to start drawing cards, looking for Angel. Wrath of God's not bad. We're still mildly concerned about like Winter Orb / Tanglewire. We can deal with it using the Aura of Silence, but then our Aura of Silence is gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call of the Herd. Yep, make a 1/1. Sure. You have Disenchant, my man. Do we think it's worth it to just Disenchant the Wild Growth? Or are you saying we're not worried about any of those cards specifically because we have Aura of Silence? I think we're just not worried about those cards, right? Let's just cycle the Renewed Faith. I will gain the 2. Battlefield Forge, sure. I'm happy to make lands. There's an Exalted Angel. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast? Yeah, we cast. What's up, dude? Pass. I could see just morphing it, because you can morph it and hold up Disenchant. Oh wait, what am I thinking? I have a Humility in play. Winter Orb? Sure. We go to combat. We just trade this? Nah, we just take 1. And we're just gonna start untapping lands, I think. I think it's fine. We could actually Aura of Silence our Humility. We'll wait until we have Disenchant up though. We'll just untap not basic. We'll untap a white source. That way if you draw a land here, now we've got Disenchant. And then we'll go to combat and we will attack, bring you to 19 and then pass. And then you can untap your forest, and at your end step, we'll just blow up the Winter Orb. Alternatively, we can just Disenchant our own Humility. What do we think about that? Disenchant Humility, how do they come back? I'm trying to think, how do they come back from that? I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, you agree, got it. We're gonna Disenchant our Humility. Yep, they sure are also trapped into that orb. Untap, we'll untap our Secluded Steppe, draw Wrath of God, that doesn't matter. Attack for 4. Doink, take some pain. I'll gain some life. We'll pass to you. I've still got this Aura of Silence, which feels really good. They go to combat. We're just gonna do this back and forth for a while. 1 for Llama Elves, that's fine. 2 for what? Probably something that my Aura of Silence stops them from doing, if I had to guess. Untap the basic mountain, go to combat. Get busy, bring you to 11, I'll go up to 13. Let's see, you've got them on a 3-turn clock, and you're right, they don't win this race. What I'm thinking of is like, is there any point where I Aura of Silence the Winter Orb? I don't think so, but there is like a reason to think about it, because we've got 7 lands, so we can go like Aura of Silence, Winter Orb, Develop Dragon, and speed our clock up by 1 turn. I just don't think we need to. We've also got Wrath of God as a Hail Mary, if need be. Another Winter Orb, that's fine. We're never gonna interact with those. All right, we untap. We were thinking about it, and then they played a second one. Untap here, draw a Slice and Dice, sure, go to combat, attack you in the face for a bunch. Doink, you're at 7, I'm at 14. Yeah, 2 more turns and this is over. This sure is a grindy one though. Attack for 3, you got it, buddy. I go to 11. I'm going to 15 on my next turn. You tap for a bunch, it's a Call of the Herd. Yeah, that's not even bringing you close to winning this race. We pass. I get to untap a 4th mana. Love to see that. We'll untap I'm never going to use red. We'll just untap a Secluded Steppe, draw planes, play it, go to combat, attack, bring you to 3. I go to 15. And you're under 2 Winter Orbs, dude. The max mana you can have this turn is 4. And I don't think anything you do deals with the Exalted Angel. So I think this is just a wrap. You'd need all 4 cards. You need 4 Rancors here. All right, game 3, final game of the day. I think I'm happy with the way I sideboarded. We're just going right back in. We beat the turn 1 Urnham Djinn. That was a little bit scary, but it's also, they use so many resources to do that. All right, opponent, you're on the play. Wow, they have 8 minutes left on the clock. I only have 10. I guess that's the price of playing against like Winter Orb plus... Oh, we've got Disenchant, Renewed Faith. No way to deal with fat creatures though. but a lot of their fat creatures are going to be difficult to deal with in the first place. And I think with this Disenchant, I'm going to try to keep it. It can go wrong, but we've got a lot of potential answers to draw. Forest, exile 4 copies of Elvish Spirit Guide. Just a wild growth, okay. Tap for 2, Sylvan Library, that's pretty good. Pass to me. We're just going to play Plains and pass. Got it. Plains, you may go. What's the over-under on disenchanting this library next turn? I wonder, because I really like having Disenchant as a backup for if they Tangle Wire us or something. That said, if they Tangle Wire like right now, you say Disenchant the hell out of it. Okay. Although if they have a Tangle Wire, we won't even get the opportunity to. They take no extra cards. They tap for 4. They play Ravenous Baloth. That's a card we can actually deal with at some point. Now that they're down to 2 in hand, I certainly will be dealing with that library. Slice and dice, medium draw, but we've got some time. Disenchant library. That Baloth's a 5-turn clock, so we've got a lot of turns to draw Swords to Plowshares. If I were them, I would have just drawn so many cards off that library. No cycle on Steppe EOT. I probably should have. I forgot that I took out all of my Rifts. There's an Urnam. We untap and draw. It's a Forgotten Cave. That's a red source. So we'll put that into play tapped. And then we're likely to just cycle this Renewed Faith end of turn. They attack for 8. This is a 2-turn clock. Cycling the Faith changes the math on that. Ouch. Do you have another fatty? No. 1, 2. Cycle, go to 10. Wrath of God, please. No, not quite. That's an angel. I could morph it. Ooh, slide, huh? Slide's kind of good here. All right, chat, what are we doing? We morph in this angel and flipping it, or are we just sliding? I wonder what's correct. If we play the angel and flip it, that's going to cost us our next 2 entire turns. And then the angel's a trigger. So no, we die if we do that. We morph angel. They attack for 8. We go to 2. Then we flip angel. They attack for 8. We block. We die with the angel trigger on the stack. So what we actually do here is we play Plains, tap 1, 2, 3, and then play Astral Slide. We cycle the Steppe and we take their Urnam out of play. You go. And now we just try to find, honestly, we can try to find, nope, Slice and Dice won't actually kill a Djinn, huh? I was thinking we could try to find the source to deal 4 to everything with Slice and Dice, but we can't do that. All right, cycle the Secluded Steppe, trigger Slide. We will phase the Djinn, not phase, but exile. And then we get a draw. It's a mountain, but they took care of my thing. And now I'm on a 2-turn clock again. You hate to see it. Ouch. I'm at 6. They're going to get their Djinn back. A Swords to Plowshares saves us for a turn. As a matter of fact, Swords to Plowshares, we can Swords the Djinn and hardcast the Slice and Dice, but Spark Spray is not it. We'll go Mountain. We could just morph the angel and pop off a block, then like cycle the Spark Spray. Does that buy us the most amount of turns? Let's start by cycling the Spark Spray. Swords, that's quite good. Now we can do this face down, and we can Swords to Plowshares the Djinn and take 4 off the Baloth. And my morph creature has Forest Walk for what that's worth. Now this all goes down the drain if they have a stacks piece, but we're fighting the good fight. White, cast, Urnam Djinn, Winter Orb, also a nightmare. We technically get a block, but we'd have to draw swords immediately. All right, opponent, do you have any of your gas? Orb, they have the orb. What else you got? You better not have orb. Oh, it's a spirit guide. Hall of the Herd. Well, now it's bad. Now we have to block and find Swords to Plowshares. I think the writing's on the wall, kids. Aura of Silence, Plains, block, do nothing. That's GG's. Well, our opponent played that pretty well. If they top deck that Winter Orb, that's a bit lucky, but I think there's a chance they maybe held it. Maybe they just navigated that game quite well. No real way to tell without like maybe inspecting their play patterns a little bit more. At least I'm not good enough to be able to tell. But hey, that was 3 sick games with Wrifter. Look forward to some paper play with Wrifter. I'm really excited about that. But for today, that's it. Little 2-hour stream's gonna have to tide you over. Remember, tomorrow we've got 2 streams. One that's primarily Premodern, one that's primarily Pauper. It's gonna be really cool. 11:30 EST and then 6:30 EST. I'm gonna be streaming like all day. It's all paper. But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time.